Joke So Throwaway, the podcast. Thank you. I came up with that. That's called improv. I've got a guest today. His name is...
Adam Sohail Telfa.
Not you.
No.
Kendall Sohail Rodriguez. Smith Rodriguez. Actually, my name's Kendall Smith Rodriguez.
Did your name somehow get more diverse?
It's not. There's no more diversity left for it to get now.
You got
it's
all...
just Kendall Terrell Smith Rodriguez already, which Kendall is like pretty... We'll get into it later. Okay. What do you say?
And we're back. I didn't introduce our guest, I don't think. This is Adam.
S. Telfa. Sohail Telfa.
Sohail Telfa.
A.K.A. Turtle Fresh. A.K.A. that dude there.
Are those both of your Instagram handles?
No, that's one of them is my rap name, and then the other one is my pen name if I ever become a poet.
The fact that your middle name did not make it into your rap name is a little bit of a missed opportunity, don't you think?
My dad doesn't like rap music, and I don't want him to be associated with it.
Does he Google his name often?
He does.
He really?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
But I like to think he does, because I do, and I
think
I get it somewhere.
Old people don't do that. Old people don't Google their name.
And if they do, it's all caps.
Yeah.
So it'll be like, Sohail Telfa.
Yeah, me and Taylor were just talking about that, how old people never succeed via text message. Not one time.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
You think I wonder if, you gotta think Trump probably has to be the tech savviest old person ever, right?
Facts.
The fact that he's on Twitter all the time and he puts out anything that's kind of coherent. Because when he tweeted out that Kafifi thing, I was like, fuck. My grandma would have screwed that shit up so fast.
Certainly.
It would have been unreal how fast she would have gotten that shit wrong.
I think the biggest old person text mistake is putting a space before they put the exclamation points.
That's great.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
Nice.
It's almost as cute as going into their house and just seeing, stitch art on the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the modern day equivalent of that. Or a Precious Moments collection, you know?
Yeah, just spacey exclamation points are now the new crochets.
I love that. My favorite, too, is the crying emoji. It's crying, laughing, but they use it in place of, crying. So it'd be there's a tragedy that's going down. Oh, no, the hospital burned down. Sending prayers and thoughts. Laughing emoji, you know? And then it looks like they're just cracking up about people dying in a fire.
So, two things with social media. I have this one aunt who, anytime I post something that she, supports politically, she'll be like, all caps. Social media deaf. This is what I call it. Social media deaf. All caps. She goes, fuck Trump. All caps. I don't know why he's doing that. He's a piece of shit. I'm sorry, too loud.
No, you're good.
Okay. And it's the funniest thing. It has nothing to do with anything. And I'll post a picture of, whenever Trump talked about gun laws and about why it's easier for them to pick up an AK-47 than it is to pick up a handgun, whenever you're below the age of 21. Mm-hmm. And she was like, the dumb motherfucker is sometimes smart. And I was like, whoa, all caps. But I think the most, the most interesting thing to me was this troll made this meme where it said that in California, the governor of California is planning on forcing all school students to learn Arabic numbers, the normal Arabic numerals. But the thing is, we already use Arabic numerals. Yeah, we already use Arabic numerals. That's what the 1, 2, 3. Where do you think the 0 comes
from? That's why we don't use Roman numerals. The I and the two I's.
That's why you're on a scale of I to IX
that's so
or X.
Funny.
But anyway.
Yeah, because Roman numerals make a million times more sense, or rather, Arabic numerals make way more sense.
Because it's just by the ankle. That's all it is.
Do you know what we're talking about?
To pop that up.
Kendall, you know what we're talking about?
I realized it reclined, and I got very excited.
This is what I call my dad chair, because every dad has a chair like that.
Yeah, that you can maybe sit, you can sit in it when he's not home.
Exactly.
Type, yeah.
Chair So Fluffy, the podcast.
Ooh, Chair So Fluffy.
Cheers.
So, anywho, these trolls made this thing, and then racist people thought that it was actually true.
That's great.
Or ignorant people. They thought it was true. And they were like, yeah, oh, fuck the governor, blah, blah, blah. And then trolls weren't sure if they were trolling. And they had to start authenticating who the trolls were. And they're like, yeah, guys, Barbara's actually a real racist. I just went on her Facebook profile, and it says, and then other old people started commenting against them, and they'll be like, somebody put something stupid, and this old lady goes, LOL, and she spelled dead D-E-D.
That's great.
And it was like, they're learning, kids.
Yeah, I mean, she did the LOLOL as an old person. That
Yeah.
is advanced
That's
right
really
there.
advanced. It's a lot of work. She's
Yeah.
really laughing out loud.
Because usually they just put the Christmas tree emoji.
That's great. I like that.
And she was a definite gilf. Like,
really
I clicked on her
festive.
thing.
It is.
I was like, intuitive and attractive.
Wait.
It's like
Did
setting
you-
up auto pay on your bank account, like online, instead of sending the check every month through the mail.
Can we
It's
back
that
up?
advanced.
Did you say that the grandma was
No.
attractive?
My landing
Yeah.
didn't go.
Well, what's like that? Setting up autopay. Like texting for old people is just as difficult as setting up autopay on their bank account.
I'm saying like they're
like
it's that advanced as the social media.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's
That'd be
like setting up a wireless printer.
yes,
like-
absolutely.
It's like holy shit.
It's a lot of work.
For them,
No, for me, it's a lot of work. I don't get that shit.
Same.
Yeah.
I study
Fucking-
electrical engineering. It's a lot of work.
Dude, I just threw away a printer today. Like, there's nothing wrong with the fucking printer. It's just I threw it away because we've already tried like 3 times to install drivers onto computers to make it the shit work, and it's just not working. It's like,
you should have talked to me. I could have helped you out.
no, I have no interest in trying to fix a fucking printer with you. Like, I love you a lot. I have no desire to fix that shit.
What?
I can go fish it out of a dumpster if you want me to give it to you, but I have no desire to fix it.
I mean, you gave me your last computer. So.
That's actually my brother-in-law's computer.
Oh right.
Thanks, Randy. And
Was like the
We're
only
holding
thing.
it for him.
Right.
Was the only thing wrong with it is just that it wasn't charged, or what was it?
yeah, did you turn it on?
Is that
Did you try to turn it on?
Yeah, I
there was
don't.
a button there that,
No, there's nothing.
This is old.
or did he just lose the charger? Is that?
I don't know whether to be a dick and not go with the bit or just. I couldn't figure it out, man. I think I hit a virus of some sort on it. It just was like paying me money, and I didn't know what to
virus,
do.
yeah.
Wait,
I get real
a
scared.
virus on your printer?
No, on the computer we gave you.
There's nothing wrong with that computer.
Well, why was it asking me for my password then?
No, yeah, that'd still be.
I texted your wife and she gave me the password.
Nuh-uh.
Wait, why are you texting?
I thought that was a virus that was
We're
asking for the
friends.
password.
But like platonic friends, not like that.
Yeah, I have that a lot.
No, that's what friends means.
Really?
Being friends.
Yeah.
Actual
It's sad
friendship.
that you have to clarify.
That
because-
is sad.
Well, nowadays, I mean,
In this day, we just got babies screwing babies, man.
I know, and then having babies.
Yeah.
that's true.
That's a baby screw baby right there.
Baby screw baby have baby.
All right, while we're on the
Baby,
topic
baby.
of platonic friendships, can you get out of the friend zone?
Yes, and
Is
when
that-
it happens, it's for life. I know 2 from my high school, and I could have sworn that this fool was wasting his time. Like, I'm talking about best friends to the point where it's picture. I'm looking at pictures on Instagram with girl, guy, and they're already 2 PDA for an Instagram picture,
shit.
and he's the third wheel in the picture, like smiling. You know,
Wow.
and
It's
now
like,
they're
I'm just
married.
happy to be here.
Of course
Thumbs up.
they're married though, because imagine,
Dude,
if
you
die-
deserve that shit.
Imagine
You
if you're
online-
friends with your spouse. Imagine that.
That doesn't happen.
Wow.
But if you start as friends and she's not attracted to you, and then for some reason you are the
decides.
0.001% of males who make it out of that zone, whatever you do, and
stay.
I don't think it counts for like rappers. You know, like if you become a famous rapper and then you get out of the friend zone, that's not forever.
Right.
You know, you're probably
Sure.
you
Wait till your money runs out, and then we'll see.
Exactly, but if it's a genuine, like, you went from 0 to now she likes you, that the 2 are, those people are never getting divorced because he loves the shit out of her.
Well, I think that there are 2 kinds of
Hold
relationships,
on.
right?
I got that's it. Never getting divorced is a jumping off point for me. So, my aunt and my uncle have been married for 32 years. Guess what's happening?
They're getting a divorce.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
You know what? That same thing happened with my great aunt and
Wait.
uncle.
Did the kids just move out?
I mean, married with
My cousin is in college, about to graduate, and then my other cousin's a junior in high school.
That's what's happening, dude. Because the babies have grown the fuck up, and they're like, we're moving on. A lot of times those relationships literally just stay together, so it's like we don't break the hearts of the little kids.
Yeah.
That's a lot of marriages.
We wait until they're 18 years old to fuck their life up.
I've heard of several couples right now who like have had open marriages. Like they basically just live in the same house. They don't screw. They don't have no interest in each other. They just really don't want to hurt the kids, and so they stay together.
It's
really sad. Really sad.
Before I touch on this topic, I do want to jump back to the friend zone thing.
Okay.
In my opinion, if the chick ends up dating the guy that she friend zoned, it's because she's hit rock bottom, and no one else wants to date her because they know of her title, and he's still like, yeah, I guess I'll take it.
Funny you say that. The one I think of is actually larger now, and I think that might have happened.
Rock bottom.
I think she might have got a little larger, and then she became a 4, and now she could date a 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
But a girl can always date at least 2 points above. At least.
That's true.
Probably, yeah.
It's consistently a 2 can snap.
They have things that we don't have.
Yeah,
They have things we want. They don't have anything. We don't have anything they want.
And we have
Typically.
Well, if
standards.
you have money, they do.
No, yeah. But
that
in the
don't-
case of everyone in this room,
You know, personality.
As soon as,
that helps too.
as soon as you land a steady job that has the salary, you're gonna get married in the next 3 or 4 years.
Really?
like, hey
That shit
girl,
happens, dude.
look at this check, $20K a year.
Yeah.
You want all 20 of these G's? Hit this boy up.
I'll make it rain pennies on you.
Yeah, baby. We going from 1 ply to 2.
Great.
I know that life, man. When you finally go up to 2 ply, you're like, fuck yeah!
There's
My
nothing.
asshole.
I don't get any more poop on my fingers.
The lowest in my life, I used to go to the library on campus at Tech, and I would steal the toilet papers.
Like to read? Sorry.
No, never. Literally only just to steal the toilet papers and the paper towels. And that's what I would have at home.
Wow.
If this makes you feel better, you're not alone. My teammates at Western Texas College in Snyder used to do that same thing.
Nice.
Like, I mean, the dude didn't have people sending him money, so he had to wipe his ass, and he would go to the cafeteria and steal the roll.
Like, I would
In his
stuff my
backpack.
backpack.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's...
what
Stock
you
yourself
got.
up
See,
for
blacks and Arabs aren't that far
I'm telling
apart.
you, dude. There's a reason they call us the sand...
Go ahead, say it. You said it before.
You're allowed.
It's yours.
Yeah, but it's...
I say the N-word on the show probably twice,
Look, I
twice
say
a week.
honky once a
But
week.
if you
at
say it
least.
like,
My
look, you
God.
gotta well, I'm not one to make rules, you know.
Yeah.
but of course, a white guy.
Because you're not entitled. No, I'm just kidding. It's a stupid
That's great. Let the white guy determine what.
All right,
You don't have to make rules when you've already made all of them.
Okay.
Right?
And on today's podcast, we have Mike Pence.
Sorry, let me shut up. Daniel, what were you saying?
I'm just saying, I assume that it's okay to say the N-word if you preface it with sand first. Because you are within that ethnicity. I don't know
Right.
the rules.
Would it be okay if you said
I just-
litter box?
Oh, that's good.
And then that expletive.
Letterbox people? That's
Letterbox.
pretty cruel.
I mean, I don't know. This one dude came up to me. He was like, "Hey, sand nigger," and I was like, "Whoa, sand nigga."
There you go.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Soften it up. You know what I'm saying?
I just
You
played
want to
one
be
of my jokes.
friends? You want to be enemies? Let me hear. There's a difference between an and I.
All are invited to the sandbox. That's what I should say.
And when we say friends, we mean platonic friends. Not
Yeah. No.
Man, this is a sandbox of diversity.
Okay, go
All
on.
are welcome.
Going back to the friends. Now.
Yeah, except
All right.
for Asians.
What's the
Carry on.
problem with being friends with a female and not having like that sexual pressure? Because it's like, oh well, this female, I actually am interested in her and we're friends, but she won't fuck me. What's wrong with that?
I have the answer to that. Having a friend that's a girl and not doing anything with her is like having a Porsche in your driveway and never driving it. What's the point?
Wait, so you're saying you own her?
I mean,
And that
I am
she's
a man.
only good
and
for
she's a
riding.
female. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Just-
So you're saying like, what's the point in spending time with a fleshlight unless it actually is usable?
Well, I mean, some of us
Like,
think that
no,
there's
that was
brains attached
fucked up.
to the
Don't-
fleshlight. You
I'll
know?
probably edit that.
There's,
It's like,
there
what's-
are other appendages that do things on the fleshlight.
Right,
You know?
right.
There's-
None of them useful.
No, none of them, and it's
They
not.
do
It's
stuff.
not a flashlight. Like, it doesn't have a light capability. Like you would think, at least, one of the features why you're going, because you're in the dark. You know what I mean? You're in the dark doing this thing. Because why would you do it with the lights on?
Yeah.
You're already
Wow,
feeling guilty.
speakers.
You
I
already
don't-
feel
Guilty
You,
is
feel,
a
you already
part.
feel disgusted. So you're gonna turn off the lights. Obviously, you want to see where you're going. So there should be a light on the flashlight, but there's
Right.
not.
I can't tell if you're making
LED lights are
misogynistic
small.
comments anymore or if you're literally talking about a
Both.
flashlight. Oh,
Both.
both.
No, he's certainly.
We should take.
No, the metaphor metaphor.
Whenever we have sex with women, we need to put a light on their forehead.
Like a miner.
So it shines right in your eyes.
Like a coal
Yes,
miner.
yes.
Yeah.
It's like
Girls
vision
know
of
they're like more than
Avengers.
light off the top of them titties. Know what I'm saying?
I gotta see where I'm going.
Yeah. And you need to see me see where I'm going.
Dude, her view is gonna be so much better than yours. You're just gonna be like, ah.
No, if anything, she's gonna see like your disgusting face and like your fat body. And
Yeah.
I mean, not in your case, but in my case,
What a girl wants, man.
In the shame.
and all the hair that's like on men's chest.
That's sexy.
No, yours.
Just yours.
I have a lot on my nipple. It's kind of weird. I don't know if anybody else has this problem. I
You only
literally
have like a singular nipple.
no. So like,
Don't show us.
yeah. See, it's around the edge of it
Show it to
right
the
here.
camera, show it to the
It's like a little
let me
forest.
describe this
See what I
for
mean?
you guys. Right now, we're looking at John Lewis's chest and
They're pretty pretty.
stomach,
Yeah,
and
it's a
there's
hair.
no hair really.
No.
I don't even
Touch
see
it.
the.
Right on the edge.
Oh,
I do see that.
There? It's
He's-
like
he's
it's the
got
edge
long
of the
one
forest.
Just
on
nipple.
his right nipple.
I like
He's
to
got a
think-
little happy trail going on.
I like to think it's like a lake, if you will, and the trees can't grow, you know, in the desert, but like around the little oasis that is the two nipples, they can grow
Yeah.
just fine. Holy
Damn, dude.
shit.
That's not the case for me.
So all
Whoa.
that
That's
milk
Yeah.
that's coming out of
So
your
like
nipples.
I don't have a what is it called?
He has the
A happy
Everglade
trail?
forest.
I have an Amazon happy forest.
You know, I don't.
Happy.
Yeah, it's not a
Forest?
trail. You've got a happy
It's a swamp.
highway. You've got a happy autobahn
That's
going
like
all the way
goat
up your
chest.
Yeah,
chest.
it's.
That's
And
right.
like,
Bro.
I remember
Forest.
I started growing hair on my like I thought I couldn't grow any more hair, and then I turned 19 and I started growing hair on my shoulders.
You know, I don't want to say that your tummy looks like a fucked up Oreo, but
Come on, man. Leave the racism at home.
Wait, what? No.
no, most people, at least, like most Arab people, like at least the skin's a little darker, man. It's not even an Oreo at that point.
What do
know
you
what I'm saying?
mean, most?
Yeah, what do you mean, John?
Most Arab people, the skin's dark.
JLS?
Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
It's a spectrum, dude.
Just like
Most-
alcoholism or gayness
Or religion.
It's
or
okay.
religion.
Look, I know John isn't racist though because his initials are JLS and it stands for Jews Love Sand Niggers. So I know
Is that what it stands for?
that's not what it stands
I
for.
like how you opened that joke with, I know John Lewis isn't
Definitely.
racist, and then by the end of it, changed my name to make the joke work.
Oh yeah, that's true. Not a lot of consistency.
Joke so stretchy, the podcast.
That's right. You're gonna have to work on that one. You're gonna have to work on that
Yeah.
one. It's definitely not a roast joke for this Friday.
No. I mean, I'm not even on it. So
Hey, you
Why not?
guys do the JLS challenge. Where you just you just gotta draw racist words all over your body on Instagram, and if you get tagged, then grab Sharpie, man, cause
Sounds good, dude.
or you gotta donate one banana to any black dude you know. I'm black, y'all. It's okay. I can say it.
God.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Let me clarify. Just real quick. To any ladies and or colored folk that we have listening to the show,
Yeah.
we are just kidding.
Right.
I just think that should be. Adam's not, but the rest of us
Right.
are.
No,
I'm just
pretty
kidding.
sincere.
I'm just kidding.
No.
But I don't know. I think we might have towed the line or something. I'm a comedian. I shouldn't be apologizing to you, but this is 2018.
I hope people understand that comedians are joking.
They don't.
Generally kid.
They
Right.
really feel like they're being serious.
Yeah, I went to
Some of
this
them.
party, and I'm sitting there, and I'm not doing anything, and it was like a whole bunch of liberals, and
Cool.
and it was a whole bunch of gays, and the only reason I
Is this
say
at my
that is
house?
because no, and these gays were like being gay, like I'm not bashing gay people, but these gays were being gay.
Flamboyant.
Okay, no, not flamboyant. They're just being gay. Like
Were they
like,
fucking each other?
They
under
weren't. No.
sofa?
Like when I say they were being gay, I mean like they weren't being cool.
Were they like winking a little bit?
No. Okay, it's hard to explain.
Like,
If
drinks?
next topic. No.
Were they kissing people of the same sex?
Were they?
No, okay.
were
Here,
they
this is,
hitting on
let me
you,
explain.
Adam?
Let me
Is that why
explain.
you can't say this? You got molested? What?
Was there hot sauce in?
Oh shit.
Let me explain.
or mustard.
So I'm sitting there,
Ooh.
and one of them knows I'm a comedian because I expressed it.
That's good.
Hey, I'm a flashback. Hey, dude, I'm a comedian.
You want to hear a joke? That's exactly how it happened. Yeah. Anyway, they're like,
I was
all
just
right.
walking down the street, but sure.
I don't know.
They're like, all right. Tell us a joke.
I don't know.
How did you find him on Grindr?
I'm not exactly sure.
So
You guys have any more mimosas?
go ahead.
I've never met a comedian before. No, actually, my gay actually sucks.
Yeah.
No, you gotta be like, hey guys, how are you doing? Oh my god. Did you hear about?
Holy shit. You sound like the
Yeah,
fattest
everybody's
member of
got to do
Queer
their
Eye
gay
ever.
now.
Yeah, no.
Do your gay.
Hold on, pause game. What'd you say? I'm sorry, John.
You sound like the fattest member of Queer Eye ever.
Go
ahead.
I'm a little hefty. So.
You're the one that
I feel like if I
pulled
were
the
gay
shirt.
though, I would get fat first.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go for the bear thing, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking Papa Bear, man.
Yeah.
Love those
Yeah.
bears.
Like-
Bro, little Twink's gonna stick his head on that little Oreo belly of
Like,
yours. Know what
come
I'm
here,
saying?
Daniel.
Shit.
Come hither.
Come hither. I hope that's your pickup line. Come hither.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
because it reminds me of
Hithering.
how I used to be straight.
This is how it gets out of the friend zone.
He's
Yeah.
hithering on me.
Is that the preposition that goes after hither? Is it an on thing?
Hopefully,
Not
hopefully
hithered
in
on.
the, in
you
the
know.
olden times when you wanted to hit on someone, you wouldn't. It wasn't just HIT. It was hithering.
Yeah.
It got shortened to hit.
Yeah. Oh
makes sense.
God, I was walking to the mall today, John Lewis, because that fits
Right.
in 1885, and
no, because mom
this, for lack of a better word, colored, hithered on me. I'll faint now.
Well, that's when you
Hand
say
on
that you were
forehead.
raped.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
scene.
And then they, do what white people do back then to black people.
yeah, and that's invite you home for a threesome. Am I right?
And then high five.
Am I kidding?
and then lynch ya.
What?
Hey, regroup.
No, lunch used to be lunch, yo. You get
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
So anyway, regrouping. Hopefully, my dad doesn't hear this
He will.
podcast about
Oh,
me
he
talking
will.
about.
I'm gonna send it to him.
Getting
I'm gonna
all
look up
the
every
coke.
Sohail in the Tri-County area. There's only 2 of them. The other one's just a rap name someone would tell.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm at this party and I tell this joke, and there's only one other Arab there, and I tell this joke, and I was like, "Yo, what's the difference between a Syrian elementary school and an ISIS training camp?"
I don't know. What is that?
I don't know either. I just fly the drone.
Oh my god.
Since I have changed the punchline to the elementary school can't afford monkey bars. However, I tell this joke, and they kind of
Go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Which every
water
time I hear
shit
that,
down.
I want to tell you like, no.
Fuck that.
The drone
Just go.
is hilarious.
Yeah,
But unless you
way
change it for
funny.
like personal reasons, like you don't want to offend the whole entire world.
It's not a racist joke either. It's really, if anything, it's
social
mean-
commentary.
It's very true
It
about
is.
the way we approach the way we've been fighting the war on fucking terror.
That's true.
Exactly.
If
With
it's
humor.
against, it's not against the little Arabic kids in the school. It's against
It's
our
not.
government.
If anything, I'm shining a light on their struggle.
right.
Yeah, and that's
That's not even
because the flame
racist.
from the bomb isn't bright enough.
Exactly.
Can I say that?
Not
Or-
even an
Yeah,
analogy.
yeah, I don't-
It's
It's
true.
just
It's just true.
We're speaking facts here.
so. Anyway, you tell them this joke in this
So
party.
I tell the joke, and everyone laughs, and the Arab girl's like, and I hope she hears this. She goes, "Yeah, you can say that because you're Arab." I was like, "Yeah, I can." And then I think I'm gonna roll.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna roll here. So I was like, okay, well, they like the whole ethnicity play. I'm gonna tell one more joke.
Which is hilarious because you already got some blowback.
Yeah.
You think, all right, let's go.
Round joke.
Whenever faced, look, all I know is when you're faced with a hard place, you push a rock into it. That's not the saying. But anywho,
Oh,
Sounded good.
Is that like a weird like Christian joke?
no.
I don't know. I don't. Look, I
Is
didn't
that
catch it.
is that a resurrection joke?
No,
you just
yeah.
made?
That
like-
sounds like it.
It was a
yeah.
reference to being between a rock and a hard place.
Okay, so you were Jesus at this party, and then what happened?
And then I rose, and no one laughed. No one laughed. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. Listeners,
I think you
let's
might have
get to it.
crossed the line.
Yeah.
Shit.
Ooh, no, you're nailing it.
so I'm thinking to myself, I'm at this party, I tell this joke, I get a little bit of blowback, and I kind of want to stay on track with this blowback. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to drop one more joke, people are going to enjoy it, and I'm going to pop on out of here. I tell this
Quick
joke.
question. Is blowback what you call giving a dude a head in the bathroom at this party?
No.
Oh, okay. Please continue.
I was trying to avoid
confused.
that.
Yes.
Nothing against.
One more pause.
Yes.
You definitely
Against
shouldn't
that?
use the phrase blowback in a story that you started with. So it's me and a bunch of gays. And- no, I'm just kidding. It's fine. Blowback means flack.
All right, go on,
Flack?
Bear.
Okay.
Yeah, and flack
That
means
actually
gay sex in the
started-
restroom.
This-
In 1882,
Damn it.
It's bloweth back.
Kendall Smith Marquise, everyone.
Yeah. Blow
It's bloweth back.
Shit.
So I go ahead and I look at everyone in the room. There's one black girl in the room. And I go, yeah, this one dude walked up to me. And he was like, hey, sand nigger. And I was like, whoa, sand nigga. Funny, I like the joke. I think it's cute. No one laughed. One guy smirked. No one else laughed. And then they all immediately looked at the black girl. And
Which
then
is so stupid.
the same girl that said, oh, you could tell that other joke because you're Arab, went ahead and said, I don't like that joke because I feel like you're making it a race thing and you're making it about black people. And I was like, that's exactly what I'm doing. Thank you for understanding that. That means I'm doing my job because I'm commenting on the social stigmas of racism in today's America. Anywho,
Explain it.
What?
I will in a second.
No, I'm just saying, like, that was the commentary.
Oh, yeah.
You did explain it.
Yeah.
Like, these
How
people are
did you-
idiots. They don't know that you...
Yeah. Uneducated snowflakes.
And then they spend the next 6-7 minutes berating me about how I should do my jokes and how to be a stand-up comedian. And I know I'm terrible at being a stand-up comedian. But however, if you've never performed stand-up comedy in your entire life, I don't want you to. That's like going up to a blacksmith and saying, "Yeah, I don't think you welded that right, man."
Right.
That's
right.
But seriously, that kind of, like, speaks to, like, an overall theme about, like, people who create media versus people who consume media.
Yeah. That's
Like,
very true.
there's so many fucking critics out there because all they do is just consume crap. They've never created anything in their
yeah.
life.
And that's all they were doing. One of the girls had the audacity to tell me, "No, it's the audience who decides if it's funny." There's a little bit of truth to it.
Yeah,
I was
she
gonna
was-
actually stick up for her.
Okay, so hold on. Were you at a party with Ellen DeGeneres? And she was the one giving you advice?
No.
Okay, just checking. She's all right at it.
Yeah, she is.
She does well for herself with stand up.
It's actually, like, have you seen her, like, 90s stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
She
pretty
was
funny.
fucking hilarious
funny.
back in the day.
She's hilarious.
Okay, anyways.
On today's podcast of ADHD.
So anyway, you were blowing in the back and then
Yeah. So, and then I was
Getting blown in the back.
no, blowing.
that's right.
Oh.
getting your back
What?
blown? Okay,
Black belt.
this is
What?
So I was actually planning on leaving, and I ended up staying for the next 3 hours because I was like, I can't leave on this note. I can't. I just got destroyed. If I leave now, it's gonna look like I'm a terrible human
So you
being.
didn't have any comeback.
Do nothing. It was like a herd of liberals that didn't like my joke.
Did you? So you stayed for 3 more hours trying to redeem yourself?
No,
Were you
I
telling,
just-
like the most PC jokes. You were like, knock knock, who's there?
Donald Trump,
Women's
fuck
rights.
that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Anything.
I just stayed there.
Gun
and I
control.
just built up a repertoire. Be like, look, I'm not a bad guy. You know, I like long walks on the beach and.
Good. Yeah, I always say
I
the
buy
best thing
Aunt
to do
Jemima's
after you
rice.
scare people is to hang out and try and prove to them that you're a lovable guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, put your gun away and
Stop screaming the N-word at them, you know?
Take off the vest.
So, like there was a hookah there, so we were just sharing hookah with each other. And
That's
you know,
cool.
Oh,
That's
cool.
a very Arab thing.
Okay.
That is
Exactly.
a very Arab thing.
And anyways, 2 weeks later, the same chick that was giving me shit texts me 2 weeks later. She goes, "Hey man," and I'm paraphrasing. She goes, "Hey man, I just want to say I'm sorry. I did a little bit of I want to say I'm sorry for invalidating you. I did a little bit of research and I found out that san in star is used.
Cool.
That's how it was in the text.
That's how it was in
message.
the text.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh,
star
sorry.
is used against the Arabs.
No, he was so scarred by that interaction, he always would bring
Yeah.
Sans.
Nah, because earlier today.
So she was like, that
Got me
being said,
there.
that means that means you're entitled to use that word. And then she goes, I'm just not comfortable with the N word. And I just wasn't sure.
Is she a white chick?
No, she's another minority, and she's gay.
She's Arab?
Yeah, and a minority.
Wait.
She had to look this up?
That's what I'm saying.
That means she was probably never called
But,
that, right?
Okay, speaking... I mean, the privilege of American, like... Or basically, like, second generation, like, immigrants, whatever, but especially, like, American, like, Muslims, or Arab people, it's like, there wouldn't be, like, a gay... if she was gay in her home country,
No, they
that
haven't.
wouldn't fly.
Just depends.
No, it just depends where you are.
Turkey, that would fly.
Well, I
there.
didn't mean to sound
No.
I sound like
No.
I'm just saying that it's
It depends on the country. There are certain
coming
countries.
from a place of privilege that
Yeah,
come to him and
there's-
say, "Oh, you can't."
There's
do
certain
I mean, obviously,
theories that
that's
would.
what
I mean, also,
fly.
it's like a cultural thing. You know what I mean? Like, whenever you go to, like, these countries, right, it's like a cultural thing. If you look at it in the United States, people have become a lot more, comfortable, homosexuality
for sure.
more recently. But you look at, like, these other countries, and it's not... I hate whenever people say, oh, they're not being progressive. It's just their own mentality. They think, like, okay, I don't want to be gay. For the most part, most of these people, I don't want to be gay. That's not who I am. That's not what I am. And they're okay. I know, and I'm taking this with a grain of salt, and I'm coming to that part. And I mean,
You think
obviously,
they just suppress it their whole lives.
not necessarily that. It's
Oh,
just
like
like
arranged marriage too.
Hold on. Let me clarify, because what you are saying is that in those cultures, just naturally, a lot of those people just really don't want to be gay. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, if they
That
think
means yes.
You pivoted, Mike Pence. That's what you did. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
if they so like I've met people who are like like I've thought about it or whatever like they thought about being gay or whatever, and then they're like, but the thing is I want to have kids or I want to do that, and to them the only way to have kids is the traditional way.
Yeah, not like here. We can
them.
just like buy them.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Make a butt, baby.
I mean, don't get me wrong though. Middle Eastern countries still highly intolerant against gay people, but there are communities there, which is like the oddest thing. You know what I mean?
Communities of gay people.
Yeah, communities of gay people. Like they do their own thing. But
Graveyards? No, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
they're not flamboyant
Knock
gay
on
like
wood.
here though.
Joke's so edgy the podcast.
They're like normal gay.
I know we're on it.
Yeah,
Like where they're like,
Am I allowed
"Oh,
to say
hey,
that, please?"
Here's a bagel."
it's,
No kidding.
It's like they happen to stumble upon each other. It's not like they're going on Craigslist and like,
No, they got signals.
It's not like
Yeah.
Little China
there's
in
like
New
a-
York.
yeah, it's,
Dude,
Like little
it's not
gay.
like that.
So
It's
cool.
they
You're
bump
rolling
into each
around
other.
Tehran, and there's just like you drive 2 blocks, and like the neighborhood's like pristine, and every car's a fucking Subaru, and it's just like this beautiful fucking commercial,
And they all got like
It's
little.
like they
Texans
wait for
Gardens.
The only Starbucks in town is there.
no,
Like, oh, hey,
Wow, this is alright. Maybe
Lots
what
of
we need to
fashion
do
here.
is we need more gay people in the Middle East, and then it will get progressive. Is that what we need to do?
no. Honestly, see, look, I'm about to drop some shit. A lot of people aren't gonna like what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
But they don't. Our
smoke a cigarette.
viewership is so small, anyways.
Yeah, it's pretty minor. It's pretty small.
Yeah, it might
This
go
is
up
gonna
after
piss
this.
enough people off in my
I hope so.
dating life.
I hope enough people get pissed off to where we have to like apologize.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would
That
be
would
the
be
best thing
great.
that ever happened to this podcast.
Yeah.
We should do it anyway. Y'all,
Yeah.
we're going to tweet to y'all and apologize. Like, very formally, like a CEO, like, big company type shit.
That would get us
going to
more
FNU
That's gonna
right
be
now.
John
Yeah.
Lewis. John Lewis has a good like apologetic face.
Yeah,
I look
Yeah.
like a sad puppy dog.
Yeah.
He's like, sorry, I never do it again.
sorry.
It's not like we're joking.
Hey.
Oh no, what I'm about to say is not a joke. I'm gonna be dead.
All right,
Alright,
be real, be
go,
real, you.
dude.
I'm about to,
Let's do this.
I'm about to burn a hole in a lot of relationships that I have.
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding.
No, this is a good time to do that.
This is the place that you do that?
Yes.
This is a sanctum?
Hell yeah, go.
Okay, so look,
Tear down.
my biggest thing is like when people come in and they're like, "Oh, in order to be progressive, you have to do it this one way." And the thing is, that's not true.
Okay, actually, you know what? I
That's
agree
not.
with you. on
That's
this.
not true. You could be progressive without having to follow the same goddamn formula.
Exactly.
Not every culture has to be the same. That's the whole point of being different.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of being different is to have different cultures and different viewpoints. Not everyone wants to be gay. Not everyone wants to be straight. Don't enforce your view on another person. And my biggest issue that
you give me an
pisses me
example?
off.
Or your flavor
going
of
to.
progressive.
I'm about to give it to you.
Yeah, I feel you.
I promise you I'm leading into it. This is something I think about all the time.
Yeah.
My biggest issue is somebody like looking here at home in the States, right? You have a conservative, say a super straight conservative male and a super gay, super liberal male.
Sure.
I was thinking of transvestite, but that's not. Is tranny? Is that the appropriate term?
No,
I don't know.
it's definitely not.
You're not supposed
No.
to say it, but I still do occasionally.
I don't know
Tranny?
what
What is it?
I thought that was because like the
It's the old
LGBTQ.
term. It's like the Lou Reed term for.
Like I don't mean to be offensive.
I see.
But that's another thing that I have a thing against a little too. Like I'm cool with the LBG community. You know what I mean? And I'm
Let's
careful
take.
with that.
Whoa,
I'm gonna be careful.
One at a time, dog. Let's
Watch the mic.
Hold on, pause game.
don't kick that cord either.
Okay,
Pause game. Couple things. Any views expressed by Adam S. Telfer are not also represented by Joke So Funny the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in.
All right. Anyway, so
Let's
Okay, here's
let's
the thing.
back up because the LGBT thing is a whole nother topic.
I integrated it.
Actually, I have a good point.
I know.
Something
I'm setting
to
my
add to
stones.
what you said that will actually further your next point.
Okay, let's do this.
Do you mind?
I think we should each have our own individual podcasts.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I understand you're saying. I said, like, for some reason, liberalism and being accepting of other people has turned into its own purity.
And they're not accepting.
Yeah, they're like
themselves.
they're not accepting of other people who are also progressive. I've run into I was in DC. I was like protesting for DACA. We're gonna keep that train rolling, yes. And I like met with my fellow liberals or progressives, right? And I was telling them my views, and they straight up shamed me for that because it wasn't their views.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought we were allies.
Yeah.
It's because like being uptight and liberal it's a new conservative. It's a new Puritanism.
Left and right meet in the back
I'm gonna give you.
of a round world.
But I feel like that's what you were
Does
saying.
that make sense? If you go too far right, if you go too far left,
Give me like a solid
You're gonna be
3 to 5 minutes, and I'll explain. All right.
You got this.
3 to 5.
Without cutting me off, I mean, completely.
I'm not going to succeed. Go for it.
All right,
This is-
no, we're good.
Here, I got you. I
No,
promise.
I got your love.
Here, and I wanna explain. I hate both political parties. I'm like smack dab in the middle. I think both of them are hypocrites. Even though I am a registered Republican. That being said, you have people who come ahead and they call each other snowflakes, but they're both snowflakes, and they both get upset about this, different things, right? Oh, he said something about Trump. Oh, he said something about Obama. And then they built up this wall around themselves, pun intended, where they don't want to have.
No, keep going.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
interrupting.
I mean, your face has said. I was like, "What the hell is he saying?" But
I'm
it's
just saying it doesn't count if you call it out. It's like saying like callback when you just say a callback.
All right, keep you right.
Okay,
What was the
okay.
callback?
Anyway, so the
Call
thing
back.
is, like, my issue is they go ahead and they put these walls around themselves and they want to throw stones at each other, but no one wants to go ahead and put their stones down, break down the walls, and actually talk to each other. And then if somebody goes ahead and they put up the facade that they do want to talk to each other, they go ahead and say, "Well, no, I don't believe in that. I don't agree with that. That's not a good term." So like right now, for example, I just said I'm comfortable with the LGB community. I'm not necessarily comfortable with the T community, right? Somebody could change my mind. I'm open to that. And the thing is, I'm about to go ahead and throw this argument out there, and a lot of people are going to put their shields up and they're not going to listen to me. But what I counter with is change my viewpoint. Or, and like, I don't understand, I don't, maybe it's because I don't understand, the what's the appropriate term?
Well, you just don't understand like they're
because like,
where they're coming from.
the thing is to me, right? We go.
That's fair.
They go ahead and they say
That's
science.
honest.
Yeah.
No, if we're like, and for me, it's like a factual thing, right? We go ahead and say science. Oh, I believe in science, global warming, 1, 2, 3. But then you can't go ahead and say, oh, I feel this way. I am this way. In my opinion, like I can't go around and saying, oh, I feel like Bill Gates. I am Bill Gates. And the thing is, to me, it's more of a psychological issue, in my opinion, because they're not comfortable in their own body. And I feel like instead of going ahead and kind of running along with them and babying them, I feel like we should help them overcome that psychological issue to allow them to be comfortable in their own body instead of having to do all these altercations like breast implants or cutting off, removing their penis or doing attaching.
That's a medical term.
But you know what? Like actually, like to build on what you're saying, there is a group of people who go through the transition and they regret it.
Yeah.
That's a very true thing.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, people like just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean you.
And
have
just
to,
because
like,
you go through the transition.
I did have an argument with someone the other day. Someone told me that it was like a majority of them, and it's not a majority by any means.
No.
It's a small minority of people who go through it. There are people who go through it, and we don't need to downplay that. But
yeah, exactly.
This is where my like thing gets to why I have this thought is in my opinion, if you go ahead, if me as Adam, I say I want to become a woman, and I go through the process, right? And the transition process, and I get implants, and, Dad, I'm not doing this, I promise.
Hot.
I'm just giving an example. If I go and I get implants and I remove my penis and I have a vagina, I still can't have babies. I don't have a uterus. I can't have a period. And then just because you're a female and you go and you have the transitional period, and you do have they attach a penis, you don't produce semen. You can't have your own child. And
Go ahead.
No.
You keep going.
I mean, okay, like
You're making a lot of points here, though.
I know.
Was the semen thing like the thing that triggered you, or?
Well, there are women who can't have babies.
Yeah, but they still have a uterus.
There are women who get their
And they
uterus
were born.
removed.
They were born whenever they were born, right?
Yeah.
They were born with all that stuff, and they had that package in there. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's like
there are
taking.
some women that are born with that don't have it.
Yeah, there's some
That's
people
valid.
women that are born
That's true.
without the
There are
package.
some women who are born and who have testicles instead of ovaries.
There's some people
And
like
so-
Daniel that are born crotchless GI Joes.
And that's what asexuals. I'm just kidding.
And that's where you get Clay Aiken.
I'm like a bird. I piss for my shitter.
That's cool.
Is
That's
that
weird.
the truth?
Yeah, and when I'm running it is when it happens.
No, not that part that you pee from your shitter, but that birds pee and poop out of the same hole.
only after
Exactly.
Taco Bell.
Interesting.
They really do.
But
Only after
okay, look,
It's very efficient.
No kidding, boy.
Look,
Hey,
I
stay
mean,
away from the fire sauce.
to all the viewers out there, I do want to point out, like, I don't necessarily say my point is 100% correct. I know there's flaws in my argument,
Yeah.
Yeah, you've already
but
prefaced.
I can never have. I've never had the opportunity to have this argument with somebody and have this discussion without somebody being angry at me instead
I'm
of.
with you. I'm not mad. But I disagree with you. But I'm not angry at you. You know what I mean? Because I feel the same way. Like, I come from a super a conservative background.
And that could be
I'm
it for
still
me.
a Christian. So there's stuff that I don't get, but I'm working through it and stuff. Here's what I think. I've got a friend that I grew up with in the same super conservative background, and he transitioned to his name was Allie. Transitioned to Alex. And she transitioned to Allie, right? So, and she was in the Navy too. So, all the shit that was going down last year, she kind of stuck with me as I was questioning things a year or two ago. This is where I'm at on it, right? I think there are some people. I think first of all, the reason why a lot of this is happening is because we've used a lot of fertility drugs over the last few years that increase the amount of testosterone.
That's kind of.
No, this
That's
is
one of those conspiracy theories. But
can you hear me out?
are you gonna say something about the frogs?
No, can you hear me?
That's always something. There's always
Hello, just for laughs, Alex Jones here. The water's turning the frogs gay. Did it sound
which
like
is.
Here's the thing you understand about the gay frogs. It's kind of all these fertility pills they've been taking lately.
And then they're fucking the tadpoles. And they're going
Ooh.
in.
Frogophiles.
Frogophilia.
Frogophilia.
Tadaphilia.
No, is tadaphilia not a question?
Tadaphilia.
Is that not?
That.
Is that no? Okay.
So,
I'm a tadapod.
I meant to say toads and tadpoles came out instead.
so here's my
okay,
thing.
your
Can I finish
point.
real quick?
Sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
mean to say that.
No, you're
but
good. Just let me
you're
finish
good.
and then derail me. So so my point is this: the amount of chemicals that are going on during pregnancy are drastically different than they were 200 years ago, right? So we don't see a ton of this shit happening a while back, and now it's pretty frequent. I think that the way brains work is almost completely not understood, right? We have so little
much.
understanding of how a brain operates that we have no way of knowing exactly what processes.
Even neurosurgeons, if you there's interviews with neurosurgeons, they still say we really don't know.
Is a huge black box. And you look at Freudianism, which was basically the science study of the brain and psychology. A lot of that has been proven to be horseshit now because we simply didn't know anything about the brain a while back. What my point though is what goes on in your brain as you're developing as a baby is very much dependent upon the chemicals that are there. And I think a lot of people have the neurology of someone who is a woman and is born, and then they have all of the physicality of someone that's a dude, it's not their fault. Their brain operates like a woman, but the rest of their body and their genitalia.
So it could be the
I think that's a valid
chemicals.
point.
It could be the chemicals in the pregnancies, but okay, so couple things.
Yeah.
per se, a woman gives an all-natural home birth to a transvestite baby.
What about the twins? And one of them.
Well, that could be that one of them got the gay stuff and the other one didn't. But what if?
I mean, if they're identical twins, they both got the same exact thing, and that's not.
But
The
not
scientific
really,
term is
because
one of them got the gay stuff and the
So,
other
like,
I've
as
both
an
twins and they do not have
twin,
the same. Sorry.
As being an identical twin, just because you share the same DNA doesn't
damn.
mean you actually turn.
But you get the same chemicals whenever you're in the wound.
Maybe.
Did you say it's a
Yeah.
wound?
But what if like
But yeah,
I think of
yeah,
it as like a
yeah,
water bottle
'cause it's split from the
full
same
of like
cell.
half
That's
gay
true.
stuff and half
And you're the same like,
straight
sack.
stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Half gay stuff, half straight stuff. Like
Right.
say they pump it in and the gay stuff runs out
I like
before
your
they get to the
scientific
second
terminology.
baby. I mean, I didn't go to school for this.
I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I'm not.
But you're so
I don't think anybody has a
Dude.
scientific word for the gay stuff because I'm not sure it's okay. I think it's all a matter of acceptance.
Okay,
you're,
no,
you're
here.
living, you're living in a culture where
I accept that people can be gay, right? I can accept that, and like I mean, I have a lot of one of my best friends in Houston. Growing up, especially like my early years of college.
All right, we all have a gay friend.
No, but I mean, like it really opened up my viewpoint. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
and like before that, I wasn't necessarily comfortable with the idea, and then I became friends with her. And it completely opened up my mind and opened up. That being said,
that's not the acceptance I'm talking about, but it is actually.
I mean, no,
but I'm
because like
talking about like
now I'm like
back
completely,
then. If you were if you felt like a girl and you said that out loud in your little sandy roaded village in whatever
Well, I mean, I was
Jamestown,
born in
America,
Houston.
your ass is gonna
your
get
ass is gonna get
fucking
fucking
thrown
blown.
to the sea. So of course, on record,
Which
200 years later, where we have the internet and you can literally look up people in fuzzy outfits fucking each other, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's going
Or
to
hypno
you're
porn.
gonna have more
He wasn't here for that.
transvestites because they can
Grandpa
say they are.
Rodriguez is attributing this to the internet.
I'm just saying, look, I'm just saying
Yes.
that acceptance doesn't mean that you understand.
Yeah.
You know,
Acceptance
here,
means.
let me
You can
clarify.
not understand why, and it still be like, all
Let
right.
me
you're a
clarify.
human, I'm a human.
Yeah.
You know.
I am acceptant of the homosexual community, right? And
That's good of you.
whenever it comes to the transvestite community, I do admit that my argument does have faults in it, right? However, I still believe that it's more of a psychological thing, and I believe that we should deal with it more of a psychological thing before we resort to any like physical things.
But here's my like devil's advocate take on that, because like society is always like it's mental health, it's psychological.
No, I'm not
blah,
saying
blah.
mental health, right?
Well, I'm just making the point that, but like psychology is about how do you reform someone to where they can fit in society. Maybe society.
But
is
what do you do
fucked
for
up.
somebody who can't afford to?
It is.
Maybe our idea of what society is fucked up, and we're like taking these normal humans and we're trying to make them fit into something that's fucked up.
Yeah, explain like gay monkeys. You know what? We're not even talking about
No. Okay, all I'm saying is this: like, what if somebody who wants to transition doesn't have the money to transition?
Oh, they figure.
Then they have to resort to seeing a shrink or something. You know what I mean?
But not necessarily.
No,
they just
a lot
put a
of-
wig on and some lipstick.
Yeah,
and they
dude.
tape their boobs.
That's the way it used to be, man. Like, straight up, those people have my respect. Those people worked harder than most men to fucking,
And then-
like, do
okay.
shit like that.
Yeah.
If you were, like, old school training, fuck yeah, dude. You were running shit.
You were
know
going
what I'm
through it,
saying?
huh?
You have all my respect.
Mama
You had to
bear.
find a homegirl to go to the wig store for you.
You had
buy
to-
a wig because you can't go in there doing that. It's not for your wife. We know you're weird. You know.
Yeah, dude.
And have you ever put like duct tape on your dick? None of
No.
us here have.
I mean,
They have,
I've had
and they had to
whenever you
rip
watch
it off.
hypno porn.
That's right.
I assume not lightly because
Dude, and they're dealing with
I want
10
to.
times the amount of hate. In like the 70s and the 80s, they're dealing with so much hate.
See, that's
oh
why-
my God.
fucking
okay, that's
punk as
what
shit.
my
That is
argument
punk
was.
as hell.
I
That's
wasn't
true.
so much arguing, or what I was saying was more a counter to kind of what like John Lewis was saying, which was that it's some sort of biological evolutionary thing that's happening because of the chemicals.
That are in
Because I think it's just more a matter
fertility pills.
of
I think it might
acceptance. People are more accepting now than they were. Anyway.
I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but in my opinion, I still think it's kind of like I feel like part of it is a little bit of a fad.
That could be.
Well, there is a point to that because it's like, like through the Obama administration, it's like the, gay rights movement sort of happened. And it's like kind of like, where does that momentum go?
Because it's huge on social media. And then you have kids who are not sure where they are sexually. And they go ahead and say, maybe I'm this.
That I have a big problem with.
And then they find out, maybe they find out that they're not that. And there's just like, there's a lot of, we're not as developed as a society as we like to think we selves are, you know what I mean?
But identity today is a different entity than what identity was 20 years ago.
That's very
so like our parents or even like, me as an adult, like I could fuck up and do whatever and build my identity in privacy. And then I had social media in college is when that happened, right? So like these young people are being, sucked into the algorithm and being forced into an identity, because that's what social media.
And this comes back to the whole of like
wild.
people forcing their views, a progressive person forcing their views on a conservative and conservative forcing their views on, and that's where that video of that lady taking her child to the mosque and defaming it.
My mom.
No, don't claim that.
Hey, y'all don't know her. Okay?
You know what I mean?
No, I'm just kidding.
There's like a lot of that going on, dude. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And I think us as a society, when it comes to identity, we are one of the most indecisive generations when it comes to identity. That's not a bad thing necessarily. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but because we have so many options to choose from. You know
But
what I
you
mean?
can't just be something in isolation anymore. Like, I could be into whatever I wanted to, middle school and high school. Nobody ever knew about it unless I told someone that sat next to me. Nowadays, it's like you have to broadcast everything you do. It's
true.
And you get trapped by that.
Yeah.
You can't just like build who you are like in isolation anymore and own that.
You don't have to.
Well, you don't
broadcast,
have to, but
a
like
lot
the
of kids
societal
do.
pressure.
I think you said something uber gnarly earlier.
Radical.
The born into an algorithm.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you need to write a whole effing thesis named "Born into an something algorithm." There's something there, I swear to God, because that's what it is. These kids are born straight onto Facebook.
Dude, you should call it Alcatraz.
Like, look, I'm looking at my brother and sister,
Fuck yeah,
right?
because it's a prison. Alcatraz.
My brother...
Fuck yeah.
Fire.
Damn,
my brother and
I just whipped
sister...
the pot, y'all.
So, my little sister's a freshman in high school. My little brother is about to graduate. They were definitely, born into this, like, internet phase.
The Alcatraz.
Into the Alcatraz. And, like, looking at them trying to figure out themselves, especially my little sister who's a young Muslim girl who wears a hijab.
That's fucking nightmare.
And it's interesting, especially she just started wearing it, and it's by her choice. She's like, I want to wear it.
to her, dude.
And even my dad told her to take it off. She's like, no, I want to wear it. And she goes to school.
Sohail's not on board?
But it's also kind of like
he didn't want her to
like what the,
get the,
good Muslim is, because it's like they, not every Muslim wears a hijab, but
That's
for some
true.
reason society thinks, oh, well, you're a Muslim if you wear a hijab,
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
And it's, I mean, like,
What if you
I
have a
dated
hijab?
a girl who, she was one of the most amazing women, like I've ever met, dude. She's probably like the best girl I've ever dated.
Yeah.
Muslim, and she never wore a hijab.
Hot.
And she definitely, like, she made me a better person 100 times over.
My wife never wears a hijab.
And yeah, dude, she's a wonderful
that.
person.
Her mom has one on them.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of because she was outside.
It's so anyway,
It's
like
just
looking
for shade.
at them, and like I look at my brother, right?
Anyways.
My little brother, like my little sister and my little brother, they don't really know what's cool anymore, right? And they're always trying to, they'll post something.
sad.
They post something because it's always changing. So they'll post something on like their Snapchat or their Instagram or whatever, and they just want people to be like, "Hey, I like that. That's cool." And
Fucking kids these days.
it's crazy the depression that they get, even from me, dude.
It's
That if I get less than 10 likes on an Instagram photo,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man,
feel like
dude,
dog shit,
everyone
dog
hates me.
shit.
What the fuck? Imagine them. They need at least like 30, 40, 50 likes because that's what they're used to.
Yeah, they're in high school.
Gotta get that.
And it's exactly, dude. And it's they're dealing with that kind of like identity crisis
We're
themselves.
shooting up likes on the Jokes So
Because if the cool kid goes ahead and says, yeah, I love hitting jewels. I like the vape. I like to vape. Everyone else is like, okay, I like to vape.
Jules was a euphemism.
No. Or the perfect example, Jenkum. In Florida, kids are pooing and pissing in a bottle,
What?
letting it fermentate under their bed.
What?
They can close it and they let it fermentate under their bed. I swear this is a
huffing
thing.
that shit.
And then they huff that shit and they get high.
That's real.
And because the cool kids do it, all the kids are doing it.
That's not true.
I swear to God, it's a thing, dude.
I believe you, dude.
Look it up.
Okay, here's the
believe
thing. Here's the thing. To counter what you're saying is like
Is that my own Alex Jones moment?
essentially
We
they're
gotta-
all growing
we gotta,
up to be zombies.
We got a
but-
break.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think we
do a
should-
break.
but I think this is a good place to break.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we'll
Jacob.
come back.
You know,
Jenkins.
but I'm gonna end on this note. All right.
Oh, I was on
What-
that note, but
what
go
makes
I'm just-
young people, if you're listening, what makes shit cool? Like, haha. Anyways, that was unintended. But what makes you cool is being real and actually just being
Yeah,
an individual.
you gotta be a real ass Santa
But
guy.
these young
Thanks,
people
Dad.
know that.
That's
y'all.
it. It's
They
like
know
just
that.
do
Am I
your
cool?
own fucking thing. That's it. That's what makes you
Nowadays,
cool.
But honestly, they
nowadays,
are.
being genuine, nothing is cooler. You could look back to the 50s, Motown. You've got these people are like actors, even when they're singing, when they're eating at a restaurant,
Yeah.
they're all smiling. It's all. But now, the people who are really loved is Kim Kardashian, and that's
true.
because she's Kim Kardashian every day.
Kanye
She's
West.
an idiot.
Yeah.
They know that. And as a matter of fact, I wouldn't say that the internet is pushing all of the cool kids or, you know what, it is like putting a more wide cool out there, right? So, but also it what I've heard is the internet gives people a hole to hide in. So like all the
does.
Trump supporters interact with the Trump supporters, and all of the people who like scootering are all talking to the people who like scootering and watching scooter videos all day and post pictures of their scooter
I
and seeing
always
nothing
say
else.
that you should find a nice hole to hide in.
I mean, the thing is, like, the algorithm
it's called
on
back
Facebook,
blowing.
right?
What,
On-
blowback?
Yeah.
Hold on.
The algorithm on Facebook, it looks at what you like. You know what I mean? On
All right.
Instagram.
All right. We got a break.
Let's
Okay.
break.
Okay.
All right.
Kit Kat.
1.
You ever go to bed and think, man, my back is just gonna hate me in the morning? You ever go and like lay on the couch just because you know that your night of rest is just gonna be easier there? You won't be tossing and turning as much just because, you know, your back's killing you on that old fucking couch, you know? Just killing you. You just wish you could get some relief. I understand, man. I know what it's like to stay up late at night just laying there like, oh, my back hurts. You just wish you could just have like, I don't know, like somebody walk all over your back and stuff. You get up the next day and you go to work and all you do is you just hunch over your desk and shit. It's awful, man. I hate it. If only there was a way where you could order a mattress off the interwebs, if you will, and get it delivered to your house. Put it on your bed, right? Just roll it out, put it on your bed, lay there and have a comfortable night of sleep without having to replace your mattress, man. It'd be perfect, wouldn't it? If only there was a website that offered that service and then would give you a refund if you didn't like it. If only. I don't know a way to fix this problem. I wish there was a service like that, but if there is one out there, they definitely don't sponsor us, so sorry, y'all. Wish I could help.
I think it will eventually. It's just in the beginning stage.
Yeah. All right. So you wanted to make some closing remarks?
Did we start?
Yeah, we're rolling. We're rolling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, closing remarks to my last statement. We are back from the break, so I just want to make a closing remark.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Is that? Or do they not know that?
They should know, I think.
Well, it's a closing remark at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, because I didn't get a chance, because, anywho, all I want to say is, I'm not closed-minded. I usually play devil's advocate, and I do believe, you can change my viewpoint. Please don't hate me too much. Have a conversation with me.
Okay, so I don't mean to like take away the thunder from that, but I feel like when people are like, I'm sorry for my views.
I'm not sorry for my views.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, I'm not apologizing for my.
Don't
They're my
apologize.
thoughts, and I own my thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's individuality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Change my thoughts.
I feel like you've said multiple times that it's like, I just haven't had a good conversation about this to change my mind. And also you said that, like, you don't know, so this is what you know.
I'm ignorant. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's fine. I think going like, this is what I believe and nothing's going to change my mind. I think
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
No, yeah, I think I have an issue with that too. I think the problem for me is when you hang on to something so tightly that like everything in your life is falling apart. You're still hanging on to it. You know what I mean? Like you can't ever hang on to anything that tightly. It seems like very, very few things you can do that with. You know, and there are some things you're supposed to be that way with, but 99% of the shit that goes on are not things that you're supposed to be that way with.
Tell that
you
to
know?
my friend in high school who He's 24. Still spending all his money on weed and still trying to become a rapper.
Well, rapping.
Gotta have dreams, man.
So good. Rapping can be a dream.
No, that could be a dream, but I mean, you gotta have a backup.
I'll be honest with you. I'm 24. I live with my girlfriend. She treats me like my mom. And I want to rap.
But you don't live with your mom. See, that's.
But shout out to that girlfriend, dude. Like,
yeah,
shout out
dude.
to strong women that take care of their men.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, me. You know what? I went to Dallas this last weekend.
Yeah.
And
How did that open mic go?
good.
Was it an open mic or were you booked?
It was an open mic. I
Dude,
made it
Kendall's
kind of
about
seem
to
like
drop
I
some
was
heavy
booked.
shit. I want to hear this.
So what happened?
I'm
In Tech 1, too,
I
you were
honestly
there.
forgot what I was going to say. I don't know why I did.
Fuck.
They did
Serious?
2 times Tech 1.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
You were
Whoa.
you were about to
Is
say some
Tech
shit.
going to the
About
8
what?
now? They just-
16.
They're going to 16.
In Boston, they play on Friday, and then if they win that against Purdue, the 2 seed, who always has these freaking cornbread hash, biscuits, and gravy eating big white boys on their team whose elbows hurt worse than bullets.
Beard beat them with Little Rock. So maybe Beard could beat them again with Tech.
I'd like to hear that anyway. So Purdue, and then if they beat them, then of course they play whoever in the Elite 8, and then it's another 7 days or 5 days, and then I'm taking my ass to San Antonio for the Final Four and the national championship for the Texas Tech.
Look, this is real wood.
a lot of traction.
But seriously, do you think that Tech has a chance? Not to jinx it.
The way that I go about, yes, absolutely. And let me tell you why. It's the same reason I believe that if you decided today that in 2 years you wanted to be on a ship heading to the moon, you would. You can. Because I'm just like, and I know it doesn't work 100% of the time. The person I learned it and he said, look, he teaches you all these rules of the law of attraction. Put something in front of your face that has it on, that has the amount you want to make on it. So he wrote $100,000 on a check and he put it up above his bed and he was like, in 1 year, I'm going to have $100,000. Well, the way the mind works is you give it a goal and it's going to seek that goal. And when it's not, you'll feel anxiety. So of course he just putting that on top of on his ceiling every day when he woke up, it's a ceiling. When he woke up, he'd see that 100,000, and that's the first thing in his mind. So anyway, he chases that for a year. He made, from the year before, they made like 20,000, and that year they made like 93,000.
Holy shit.
Now he didn't reach that 100,000, but he believed like he was going to reach that 100,000.
Yeah.
You know, you have to treat the law of attraction like it's 100%.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the way I see it. And I don't even remember what you asked me about. Oh, Tech. So yeah, here's one thing. The book I read, it's called The Success Principles. When you talk about something like that, you're not even supposed to say it like, yeah, I think they may win, or you're not even supposed to say they will win. You're supposed to say they won. I don't know. I guess you have to say they will win, but essentially, what I'm saying is, yes, Texas Tech is the national champion.
Well, I look at it a little differently. I go like, I'm not gonna shit on the floor today. I'm not gonna shit on the floor today, right? And then I shit my pants, but like at least didn't shit on the floor.
I like Kendall's views.
I do see what you're saying, kind of.
I like Kendall's views.
Wait, what?
Let's just erase whatever just happened.
This is Yin and Yang, the podcast.
So what you're saying is, as opposed to...
All I'm saying is aim for the porcelain bowl, and at least you won't shit in the sink. You know what I mean?
But shitting in the sink actually is green.
What?
Okay, if you shit and piss in the sink
What
when
are
you
you
wash your
talking about?
hands,
Yeah.
the water, it's less water than...
What about
flushing.
masturbating into the sink?
Ooh, hot.
That's just being efficient. Because you're going to make it there anyways.
Yeah, and then you clean yourself up with the water in the faucet.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
can
called
we go
the
back
day in
though?
the guest bedroom.
Wait, we are 3 topics off
We
of what you were
really
talking
do
about.
have 3 topics, and you were about to drop some deep shit.
What was it about? I went to Dallas. What were we talking about just before that?
That open mic.
No, not
No,
the
it was
open
before
mic.
that.
Before that, he
Being
said
a
you have
living
a
with your
friend.
girlfriend, doing drugs and rapping.
Yes.
Who said he was doing drugs?
And
Oh, you know what? Somebody said, Daniel, you said shout out the women who...
strong women.
who
yeah.
know that I'm a dumbass and are willing to tell me every time I'm about to smoke a cigarette that she doesn't want me to do that. I basically I had this conversation with another guy, and the other guy. Okay, so this happened in Dallas. I'm outside smoking a cigarette, and I think somebody's got to walk out here with some weed. Sorry, joke's so funny. Right. Listen, I was on vacation. Okay, I was on vacation, and I'm 48 hours sober, so leave me alone. Anyway.
Hey, power to you.
And this dude walks out, criminal defense attorney from.
Holy shit!
I'm sure there's hundreds of them where he lives.
Yeah,
but I won't even say the town. And he comes out and he starts to light up, and I was like, dude, can I hit that? But anyway, me and him smoke, and I can tell you that whole story, which it's kind of cool that I just ran across this guy.
That is cool.
But he ended up saying like, oh, my wife doesn't want me to smoke weed because
power to that.
She doesn't want me to get arrested.
Like it's okay
Because
because
he's
I
a
can
criminal
defend
defense
myself.
attorney.
But at the same time, like as a criminal defense attorney, I bet that dude feels like he's bulletproof.
Maybe, or maybe he feels like
I
he
know how
has
to
more
do
to
that.
lose.
Oh.
You would think that, but as soon as we started smoking, he was like,
He got deep.
well, he was just like, okay, I can't get arrested. Like we're walking, we're at the W Hotel and we're
Paranoia.
like in the back of it and we're walking up the sidewalk and he's
he
like
just assume
looking
that?
for little crevices for us to hide in and there was nothing. And so I told him, I was like, dude, I'll take the charge. Like, don't worry.
What?
Well, he gave me free
You're a
weed.
nice guy.
Well, I'm
Wait,
going
you don't
to
even
jail.
know this guy? You don't even know this guy? You're a real ass Sandy.
So
You should hear the whole story. It's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like that guy is ever connected to me. Like, he will, in
That's really
50
cool.
years from now, neither one of us will forget, like, when we met
That
up
experience.
in Dallas at the W. Yeah. Because
Those are the coolest relationships in the world, where you meet someone once and your whole life you remember that person. Maybe never see that fucker again.
I don't know if we'll talk again.
well, we all got a friend like
we
that too.
hung.
Yeah.
You know, I got a shout out to Joshua Omen, one of my he was a really good friend, ride and die friend, when I was like 18, and that dude, we were both broke.
No. How long did you know this dude?
I probably knew him about like maybe a year.
Okay, see, I'm thinking of a totally different relationship. I'm
But-
thinking of
but
someone
we all-
you knew,
oh,
like.
sorry.
Like, I have one of my friends, his name is Omar Abur Man. Shout out. Oh, I'm supposed to do it before, my bad.
No, you're good.
So, I've known this dude, like, our families have known each other since before we were even born.
Right.
You know, like, we've been ride or die from that, you know, from, like, basically since we were born, all the way up
Both
until
missed
now.
this point.
No, the point is that like,
Like, that's what I think ride and die is, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay, so this to finish my story, right? This guy really just barely knows me. We hang out, whatever. He kind of got me into photography, and you know, I wanted to go to South Plains College, but I didn't have the cash. He writes me a check for $500, takes
That's
over
awesome.
That
my
is a ride
lease,
or die.
buys all my stuff.
Wow.
I moved to like
Fuck, man.
I moved to Lubbock, and I go to South Plains College, right? Starts my life, and I never see the dude again.
Wow.
I've never hung out with him ever again.
No shit.
Ever since then.
Is he around?
He's in California. He was in the army. He did all this other
Wow.
stuff. But I've never chilled with that dude.
Okay,
ever
that
again.
kind of is the same thing. I was thinking of relationships where you hang out with someone for a very short period of time. You build an extremely deep relationship with them for the shockingly short amount of time you spend with them, and then you'd never see that person again.
Yeah, let me tell you guys about this guy.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Because it's the epitome of that. Like, okay, I'm sitting out there, he comes out, he sparks up, and we're smoking, walking up and down the street, and his cigarillo was poorly rolled, and he knew it, and he was like, I'm sorry, I usually smoke weed out of pipes, I don't roll, do you know how?
Oh, of course.
And I was like,
Help you.
oh, are you talking about me with the dreadlocks right now, or are you talking about that guy? I might can do this for you. So we smoke, and I told him, I was like, I'll take it, because he told me he was a criminal defense attorney, so I knew, like, if I took this charge, it was going to be some ticket and maybe some probation. Like, it really wasn't a big deal, but for him, he's done. You know? So, genuinely, I was like, that's fine. But I told him that he had to do like Biggie, like, if I do go to jail, he's got to become a famous rapper and give me a lot of money later. But Neither one of us went to jail. So he asked me if I could roll, and it's kind of awkward. And we go to 7-Eleven, and he buys some skins, and he gives them to me, and we go up to his room, and he's like, oh, dude, thank you so much for this. Like, I'll give you some of my weed, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, dude, you're good. Like, it's no biggie. I'll just roll up for you. Oh, I took the weed. So I'm like, it's cool. And while I'm rolling up, we talk about, like, social injustice and just, like, all these subjects, like judges in Austin who are ready to throw the book before they even hear the case. But most of the other judges are, like, super cool, and they're not gonna. Most of the judges in Austin aren't gonna make you a criminal if you fail a UA. That's right. So we talk about our girlfriends. He had a wife. Et cetera, et cetera. I roll up these 2 fatties for him. He gives me, like, a G out of an 8.
Power to you.
And 2 Rillos. And I go to my room, and my girlfriend's like, are you high? And she was like, you went downstairs to smoke a cigarette an hour ago. Where have you been? And I said, yeah. And she got upset, very upset. She cried.
Oh shit.
That happens though, but she wasn't crying because I smoked weed one time. She was crying because we've been battling me smoking weed for 2 years, and I can't put the shit down. Like,
gotcha.
And so I know I need to.
So now this is why you preface the sober 48 hours. This is you going clean forever.
So this is my
G
advice. Advice on trying to, from my own experience, assuming that my dad would never listen to this podcast.
Advice show where the guests give the host advice.
So
I was a pretty big pothead. You know, I was like pretty into it, and then like I needed to stop. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like it's not. I wasn't necessarily against doing it, but I was doing it way too much.
Yeah.
So what I noticed is every time I said, okay, I'm stopping, I did it even more. And eventually what I told myself, and I haven't done it for almost a year, I was like, I need to find a job now. And I haven't found a job yet, but I was like, okay, I need to find a job. I need to, clean piss.
Yeah.
And
I can help you out with that.
It's
sorry,
but that's cool.
No, it needed to be clear.
But it's
some of us do not smoke weed on this podcast.
That's like something though. You need to find an angle where you don't tell yourself, okay, I'm quitting. You just say, I'm slowing down.
Okay, so can I go back to the law of attraction on that?
Also, I would like to add to that.
Or like you just quit, yeah. Just cold turkey.
Maybe I haven't drank alcohol in like almost 3 years now. So like all my social life, all that, was centered around alcohol. I was going to the bar like probably like 2 or 3 times a week. Like it wasn't a problem even because it's like it was just like what all my friends did is what I did, and that's what my life was centered around. And this is how I built my identity. It was kind of like around these people, so that's what I did. And I just how I quit doing that was I just couldn't find a reason to just my girlfriend at the time, now my spouse, she's like, why do you want to do this? And I could not give her a good reason to defend me doing that. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like I miss my friends, like we don't hang out anymore, and all that. But it's like when you really sit down and go, if you're talking to a third party about this and you're like, this is what I want to do, it's kind of like, well, if you don't have a really good reason for it, then it's kind of tough to keep doing it. But there's there might be a deeper reason why you like smoking weed. Maybe you just like a break every once in a while.
No, or just maybe you just simply like doing something.
Yeah,
for me, that's all it was. I just generally liked doing it. And I still do, I still have the thought in my head. I enjoy it. For me, I've never understood people doing things because, it takes away the pain. I do something because I like it. It made me feel good. I liked how it felt.
And I did it differently. I had a cigarette problem for 2.5, 3 years. And my thing was I was trying to bury anxiety in it. And it was a serious problem because it was it wouldn't get rid of my anxiety. It would just add extra anxiety on top of the anxiety I already had.
Because you're already thinking about the anxiety.
Right. And until I understood that, the only thing that it would relieve me of is it's like, literally, it was like I would wake up in the morning and I would put my addiction on and then walk around with these heavy weights on my feet. And then every time I had a cigarette, I would take the addiction off for a second and be like, oh, feels so good to not have those fucking weights on my feet. But like, you think about it, why are you putting the weights on your feet in the first place? Like, why the fuck are you putting weights on your shoes? Just don't have those weights on your shoes. Just have, like, the normal fucking problems you have to deal with every day, you know, and not smoke Newport. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well,
sometimes guilt
with
is
cigarettes,
the way
it's harder.
Welcome to Laugh So Funny, the intervention. The intervention
so
chronicles.
serious. Help me, please.
But the worst thing you can do is, like, make a conscious decision and then not like yourself for it. You know, like, there's nothing wrong with making a conscious decision and just being like, I did this because I want to fucking do it.
Right.
And there's no logical reason behind it.
That's how you learn from your mistakes.
Those are. I have. Okay.
So if you're like buying weed and feeling bad,
We're saying exactly.
that's
It's
a recipe for disaster.
Cigarettes make me feel just as bad. Like I'm very critical of self and others. And like
That's interesting.
that's why my girlfriend comes down so hard. Like nearly every time I smoke a cigarette, she's willing to. If I'll go there with her, she's willing to go up in arms, scream fight with me in order to keep me from smoking that one cigarette because she knows the same thing. As soon as I'm done, I can tell you every regrettable feeling that I had. I can tell you, oh, I shouldn't have smoked that cigarette because it makes me worry about my death coming early. And that is a whole world of like stress.
This is what I want you to do.
And then...
But also, like,
hold your
Daniel, hold your horses too. Let him talk, please.
Sorry. But I feel like
keep running over him.
Women do this especially, but sometimes significant others, you know. But like, sometimes it's okay to just be like, dude, don't worry about me. I've been doing me since before you were even a thing.
I literally on the phone on the way, because I told my girl, I'm going to go to the podcast, and then I'm going to go to World of Beer, and I'm going to do comedy. Reed's probably going to meet me at World of Beer. And she goes, are you going to drink? And I said, yeah, I plan on it. And she said, okay, well, if you're going to do that, then you need to come by the house and let me take you to World of Beer. And I was like, no, I don't.
What is this control shit?
I'm not going to do that. It is. It is. That's what I told her. That particular one was very controlling. For the most part, though, she's just looking out for me.
Yeah,
you know?
love.
Guys, Adams has.
But as far as the quitting,
love can do
it's okay.
that
He's really
shit,
strong. As far as the quitting thing goes, people who are depressed actually. Not that I am, but people who are depressed actually are more aware of self than people who are happy. So it's not that I'm unaware of the consequences of what I'm doing. As a matter of fact, I'm hyper aware of it, and yet I still do it, and that's where the even worse feeling. Yeah, because the weed does one thing chemically, the cigarettes do one thing chemically, and the weed's not terrible for you, but you ain't writing a book high as hell all the time. You know, you don't have a short-term memory. And then the cigarettes, they kill you. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Telephone.
So, I'm pretty similar.
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm pretty similar in the sense like where I'm pretty hypersensitive to my you know what I'm feeling and my guilt and everything like that. But what I find is sometimes you can't fight the current, right? You can't go against the current. What I've found personally from my own experience is that you do something that you're guilty of, right? You feel guilty after you do it, whether it's smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, or drinking, or masturbating on the toilet.
Or sink.
But no
or
shit.
in the sink. And the thing is, you have to come to a point on your iPad,
yeah.
You have to come to a point where you tell yourself, no, I'm not gonna feel guilty about this. Like, in the back of your head it's bad, and you need to stop doing it, but first step is telling yourself, I'm not guilty, I'm human. I make mistakes, I'm doing something that I know I shouldn't do, but I'm not going to feel guilty about it. A vice. Hold on, I know I feel like I know what you're about to say, but I feel like once you kind of, because for me, I'm very neutral when it comes to things in that sense. You can't fight yourself, and whenever you give yourself kind of that breathing room, it gives you the ability to kind of maneuver your way
Take
out
more
of
control.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To find control and to maneuver out of that cave.
Yeah.
And I'm saying from like dead ass experience. Like I, for like not 5 years, but like 3 or 4 years, cumulatively, like straight whatever. I literally almost every day, like I wake up, go to class, and between class, I'd have a joint prepared. I do almost all the, like I literally was high almost all the time.
Yeah. Mm. And you learn to be functional like that, you know?
You do.
Yeah.
I mean, but my grades, like they were terrible for one. Like at first it wasn't that bad. I mean, you get to a point where you're so comfortable with doing it, it became it was more important than anything else.
See, but okay, so what you started saying was that, well, you say comfortable with doing it, you mean you don't mean comfortable because
No, I mean like
you said
used to.
that you need to make yourself comfortable in order to
Okay,
let
no.
it go.
So what I just
don't
said,
know
that was
if I
like before I came to the realization that I need to accept the fact that it's just something that is just, it's there and I shouldn't feel guilty about it. This is before I came to that realization.
I got a
I see.
shitty analogy about like any sort of thing, but recovery, I feel like, not that, giving up something has to be this dramatic thing. That's one of the things I hate about talking about like not drinking is that whenever
That being said, Intervention is one of the funniest TV shows
that's true.
on A&E.
But it's like, learning to ride a bike. This is a shitty analogy. You get on, you fall down a bunch of times. It takes you a while. But then, like, something happens. You get fucking cocky. You learn how to do it. You start riding a little bit. And then you fucking bust ass. It's your first big-time wreck.
Right.
People in recovery, they hit that first-time wreck, and they fucking go back into it and they never get, fucking clean again,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not like you're chipping at this thing and you gotta carry 2 years and, all this other shit. That's just like, it's more about taking more control of your life, It's like, so what? You smoke a joint like here in 2 weeks. It doesn't change the fact that, you're...
It doesn't change you.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that you're taking control. You're being, an adult and you're just, rolling with it.
Guys, I've got a serious problem too. I have a problem where, like...
You're cheating on your wife?
Well...
She is wonderful. She would kill you. I'd help her.
Well, this got so serious. It was going to be a fun little joke. I have this problem where in the morning I'll wake up and I'll, like, I used to just be one, but now it's like 2
You
or
beat it
3 or
twice.
4. Well, they're actually Facebook videos and, like, always watch like,
Yeah, no kidding.
bro, it's a real fucking problem.
No, it really is.
Dude, it is because the way they set it up, it's like I'm hooked. It's like I'll watch one
It doesn't
video.
stop. It's endless.
No, it's forever.
Bottomless.
It's probably 30 minutes in the morning. I'm just laying there, like fucking, like, how do they make basketballs?
Yeah,
Let's
it's
find
crazy,
out.
dude.
Yeah.
I have to wake up 3 hours before I do anything, before I need to be productive. Like if I have class at 10 o'clock, I need to wake up like 7 o'clock
Fuck
and
it,
have a
yeah.
whole entire hour and a half where I'm just like sitting in bed.
Yeah.
It's an issue,
how are
man.
How are they all good?
I don't know, dude, but their fucking
no, it's
algorithm's
not.
amazing. Their
Every-
algorithm
how's-
is better
If anything,
than
I feel guilty after watching Facebook videos for an hour and a half. I was like, I really
feel
have
like-
a problem. I have an addiction.
You feel like an idiot when
We're
you're getting your
joking right
entertainment
now.
from the same source as your grandmother. If you feel like a dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kidding right now, but I think after some long-term studying, the way that social media will be treated like a real drug will be basically what I'm saying is in 60 years from now, I feel like they're gonna treat it closer to cocaine. I think there will be social media rehabilitation
Yeah,
facilities.
like at some point.
I kid you not.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I
for
think.
social media,
Yeah.
cell phones especially, dude. I get hooked on that shit, man. I swear.
Everybody.
I mean, the
got
thing
my
is, though, you gotta
Facebook
understand, dude. Like, this came out of nowhere, man. Like, literally, dude, in elementary
Well,
school
we
for
always
me...
had sundials.
No, the coolest thing in middle school for me, right? And it wasn't until literally in my freshman year that the iPhone came out. the coolest thing was that stupid Nokia flip phone that had the MP3 on the front. Like whenever it was closed, it had the play button. That was like the coolest thing.
Yeah.
It was like a radio too.
That was middle
But you
school.
can put that hoe down.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying though. That's the point I'm making. Where out of nowhere, this train of, the internet.
Oh,
it's
shit.
like, look at what our real potential is.
We at the end, yo.
Oh.
Guys.
Really?
Come
Thank you for listening.
Actually, yeah.
And this has been Laugh So Far with Adam Telfa,
What
your
did you
host.
call it?
Lapso Telpo.
Laugh So Farts.
Hey, anyone know where I can buy it? No, I'm just kidding. Never mind. Not even.
Wow, guys, this was a deep episode, but I
This
really
is-
enjoyed it.
Where you like plug all your stuff.
Yeah, do you have anything to plug? What's your
Thank you guys.
Instagram tag?
Follow me at Adam S. Telfa. It's ADAMSTELFAH. That's for Instagram and Snapchat.
Awesome.